Disclaimer. The content, views, and opinions expressed in the following podcast represent the views and opinions of the individuals or entities involved and do not necessarily reflect the views or opinions of the station. The station and podcast renounce any responsibility for the content discussed, and listeners are encouraged to form their own judgments and interpretations. Listeners should independently verify any information.
Hey, this is Chris Cross, host of another Shoddy Podcast.
Wow!
Hey everyone, welcome to my very first podcast called Another Shoddy Podcast. I am your host, Chris Cross, and today you and I are going to delve deep into the meaning of working with nature's elements. We are going to look at how they cross over into the mystical realm of the elementals, and you are going to learn how to meet your ethereal guide. Wow, am I excited? Get ready for some deep inner work as we go through the practice of meditating with, calling upon, and working with the Earth's elements. We'll be diving into the universe's building blocks, the elements, earth, water, fire, air, and consciousness. Together, we will observe how each element constantly shifts and merges within us, bringing us closer to nature. This is a powerful subject that helps us see life's bigger picture and how we're all interconnected in this wild and wonderful universe. So let's get to it and embark on a celestial journey as we discover the forces of Mother Nature herself. We will be looking at a blend of scientific concepts and metaphysical or philosophical interpretations around the earth elements. So let's break it down into its two main components to understand it. Scientifically, matter is classified based on its state, such as solid, liquid, gas, or plasma. Solid objects are defined by their shape and volume, and not by being classified as an earth element in the scientific world. The metaphysical or philosophical perspective of the earth elements dates back to ancient principles and spiritual traditions. In these traditions, the earth elements symbolize the material world and often represents groundedness, fertility, and endurance. In this perspective, the elements basically define our world. Let's take a moment to appreciate the magnificence of the elements, earth, water, fire, air, and ether or consciousness. I marvel at the fluid transformation and constant adaptability of our beautiful planet. Mother Nature is unique in that her empathetic aura is reflected in and by its inhabitants. Hey, I gotta say, this is a double-edged sword. You see, our beautiful planet Earth is a dynamic, living, and conscious entity that interacts with us in many ways. It can absorb and process our actions, much like a sponge, and elements are constantly changing, creating new experiences for us. From the majestic mountains to the vast oceans, every corner of the earth is a unique and diverse landscape that continues to evolve over time. It is truly a wonder to behold and cherish, and we must consider environmental issues as nature reflects our actions. There's an intriguing perspective that intertwines human consciousness with the elemental forces of nature and the earth itself. The connection between human consciousness and earth, the idea is that human consciousness shares a connection with Big Mama Earth and can be understood through the lens of holistic and ecological principles. These perspectives suggest that all forms of life and the elements that compose our planet are interconnected. This interconnectedness implies that the human mind and the earth share fundamental qualities, reflecting a deep symbiosis between our internal states and the external world. Let's examine each element separately to determine its impact on the planet. The significance of water. The earth is mostly water. Something like 71% of the earth's surface is covered by water. And the human body itself is composed of up to 60% water. This connection highlights water's essential role in both the planet and human life. Water's fluidity and its capacity to cleanse and adapt are symbolic of the mind's flexibility, emotions, and the flow of consciousness. The elemental forces of fire represents transformation capable of both destruction and renewal. Just as fire can clear forests to make way for new growth, it symbolizes the mind's potential for creativity, passion, and the purging of old patterns to embrace new insights. The elemental force of air's constant movement embodies the refreshing and invigorating aspects of both the mind and the environment. Air symbolizes breath, communication, and the free flow of ideas essential for life and consciousness. Let's look at ether in reference to the unlimited emptiness of space, which evokes the concept of potentiality and the vastness of both the universe and the human mind. Space represents the boundless capacity for imagination, innovation, and the existential freedom to explore both our internal landscape and the outer cosmos. By drawing parallels between the elemental forces and the qualities of the mind, a poetic and metaphysical exploration begins of how human consciousness is mirrored and influenced by the natural world. This perspective encourages a deeper appreciation for our connection to the earth and the elements, fostering a sense of unity and stewardship towards our environment and ourselves. Honoring the earth can be simple, such as taking a moment to step outside and engage in slow, deep breathing while observing the surrounding plant life. It's beneficial to meditate on exchanging oxygen and carbon dioxide between ourselves and the plants during this time. As we inhale the oxygen that the plants exhale, they in turn inhale the carbon dioxide that we exhale. This exchange between nature and our breath can help cultivate a sense of interconnectedness and appreciation for the natural world. Before we go any further, I want to touch on the idea of ether, which interchanges with the term spirit, Akasha, space, and or consciousness to name, but a few terms that try to define this element. It is more challenging to describe because it is harder to pinpoint. Still, the concept of a spirit elemental embodies the idea that space is the quintessential life force that permeates all realities. Even without seeing this element, it is often considered the unifying force or building block that connects the other four elements. For us, it represents consciousness, life, and the source of magic that makes us human. For the remainder of this podcast, I will refer to this element as the spirit element. Have you ever heard of the concept of Akasha or the spirit element before? In Eastern esoteric traditions, it is considered the basis and essence of all things in the material world and is believed to fill the universe beyond the terrestrial sphere. Around the 4th century BC, Aristotle added this element, which he called ether, to the 4 classical elements of earth: fire, air, and water. Akasha is the basis for the now popular topic of the Akashic records. The Akashic records are described in theosophy and anthroposophy as a summary of all human events, thoughts, words, emotions, and intent ever to have occurred in the past, present, or future. The belief is the records are encoded in a non-physical plane of existence known as the astral plane. The concept suggests that information about every soul and its journey is stored in the Akashic records, accessible through psychic intuition or certain altered states of consciousness. Yeah, crazy, right? But when you talk to a genuine reader of these records, it doesn't seem so far-fetched. Which brings me to the mysterious realm of the elementals. Let's take a leap into the realm of the spirit beings thought to play a huge role in keeping the elements active in the earth healthy. I say leap because the scientific Western mindset does not believe in the existence of elemental beings. However, most regions, esoteric and spiritual traditions, and Eastern cultures believe these beings are real and play an essential role in their philosophical, spiritual, and magical practices. Elemental beings are conscious entities or spirits composed of energies of the elements. We will get into how the 5th spirit element fits into this concept a bit later. For now, let's focus on the elemental beings that manifest themselves as air, fire, earth, or water. They have been known to play a crucial role in maintaining a healthy balance between earth and humans. Paracelsus, a Swiss physician alchemist and astrologer who rejected the traditional medical practices of his time in favor of a more holistic approach, introduced the concept of the 4 main categories of elemental beings, which are gnomes, undines, sylphs, and salamanders. These correspond to the 4 elements: earth, water, air, and fire, respectively. There are various other forms of earth elementals, such as elves, pixies, fairies, stone beings, crystal beings, devas, dryads, and wood nymphs, to name just a few, that fall under the 4 main elementals. However, all elemental beings are an extension of nature's source energy. For the purpose of this podcast, we will stick to the 4 main categories. If you are interested in learning more, let me know, and I can create future podcasts that delve deeper into each elemental. Working with the elementals as a lifestyle can improve your health and well-being by connecting with earth, air, water. Fire's elemental essence is a no-nonsense healthy lifestyle. Water. Drink plenty of water and use it in cleansing rituals. Air. Breathe deeply and spend time outdoors. Earth. ground yourself, and eat a balanced diet. Fire, engage in physical activity and spend time in sunlight. Spirit, practice meditation and visualization and create a sacred space for reflection. How can you integrate this into your life? Try practices like yoga and Tai Chi, or create your own rituals to honor each element. Mindfulness and clear intentions are important when living an elemental lifestyle. Listen to your body and choose practices that feel good and resonate with your needs. An elemental lifestyle focuses on balancing physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual well-being by incorporating all 5 elements into a healing practice, acknowledging the interconnectedness. Remember to listen to your body and choose practices that resonate with your needs. Drum roll, please, because with all the facts out of the way, we've reached the part in this podcast where reality meets magic. We've reached a fascinating section where the wonders of the natural world intersect with the mystical and supernatural. I believe that there is still much that we don't know about our world and the universe. Therefore, we should remain open to all possibilities, myths and stories that have endured the test of time and become part of our culture's beliefs must have originated from somewhere. As for elemental beings, you bet I believe in them. How about you? Make a mental note of your answer now and then revisit the question at the end of this podcast. The elemental beings are believed to embody and govern the qualities of their respective elements, good and bad. Here are the primary 4 elemental beings and a brief description of their personalities. Gnomes are earth elementals believed to be the guardians of the earth. They are often depicted as small, dwarf-like creatures that symbolize strength, stability, and growth. They are said to be 7 times stronger than the average man and protect underground treasures, ensure the fertility of the land, and have strong connections to the soil, minerals, trees, and plants. It is also believed that they anchor the Earth's energy and activate Earth energy lines, keeping them clear for the Earth energy to flow around the globe. For the most part, gnomes are good-hearted and even playful. If you have their favor, they have the ability to protect and reward you with happiness and treasures. However, if you make them angry, they can become mischievous and foul-tempered little fiends, bringing sadness and destruction to a home with a sharp bite. Gnomes and elves have the same temperament. However, elves have a beautiful glow, whereas gnomes are less attractive and never confuse gnomes with trolls. Although trolls are still of earth energy, trolls are always mean bad-tempered and destructive. Fairies fall under both the earth and air element, depending on flight abilities. Water elementals, also known as undines and water nymphs, are magical beings that are closely associated with bodies of water, such as rivers, streams, seas, and oceans. They are believed to embody water's fluidity, intuition, and emotional aspects. Undines are often depicted as beautiful, ethereal maidens who inhabit waterways to protect and heal our Earth's waters. They are said to possess water's cleansing and healing properties and are renowned for their ability to help those in need, provide comfort and solace to those lost at sea or in unfortunate water situations. Mermaids and selkies are also considered to be water elementals and are often associated with the same qualities as undines. The water elementals mentioned above also have the inherent insufferable disposition of brooding, being extremely moody, and they can become bored rather quickly. When this happens, the water elementals can be self-indulgent, impulsive, and emotionally manipulative, wreaking havoc on anyone unfortunate enough to be in their watery presence. The air elemental or sylph is associated with the air wind and the sky. She's thought to influence the weather, helping to purify the atmosphere, spread the seeds of plants, care for and protect all souls that fly. She is often imagined as a wispy, ethereal being. It is said that she is hard to see and one must look out of the corner of their eye to see her. She embodies the qualities of fast and swift movement, creativity, and intellect. She is connected to birds and any other creatures that call the sky home. The sylph is often considered a single entity that appears playful, energetic, lively, and free-spirited, just like you would think of the wind itself. However, her independent nature and tendency towards chaotic alignments make her more inclined towards aggressiveness than any other elemental being. The fire elementals or salamanders are the elemental spirits of fire, representing transformation, energy, and passion. They are believed to inhabit and control any aspect of fire and flames. Salamanders play a crucial role in processes of creation and destruction. Salamanders are often depicted as immune to fire and alchemy, embodying its essence without being consumed by it. Salamanders are slower in action than the other elemental beings, but can do serious damage just the same. Salamanders are creatures of fire and have hot, fiery, and passionate energy. They lack a solid body, but salamanders are the most powerful of the elementals because their destructive force has the power to become the impetus for rebirth and renewal. It's important to exercise caution when engaging with elemental beings. We have to remember or take into consideration that these spirits are born from the primordial elements and embody the unpredictability of Mother Nature herself. Elementals are sensitive to the thoughts and energies projected by humans. There are some authorities in the spiritual community that strongly warn against seeking personal and spiritual development through the erratic, mischievous, and at times downright dangerous elementals. Still others see collaboration with these entities as an opportunity for growth and exploration. Ultimately, the key is to approach the relationship with respect and a deep understanding of the power and beauty of nature's elementals. Engaging with the elemental beings offers a unique pathway to understanding and connecting deeply with the natural world. These spirits emanating from the earth, water, air, and fire play a crucial role in sustaining life on earth by creating balance and abundance in nature. They exist in every aspect of the natural environment and are integral to the dynamic living world we inhabit. For those determined to explore this vibrant yet volatile realm, it's essential to approach with respect, reverence, appreciation, and armed with facts and knowledge. Nature spirits can be great and helpful guides that teach us invaluable lessons about natural harmony and how to foster a deeper connection with the environment. By working within the physical and etheric planes, we can learn to clear negative energies from our energy fields, enhancing the well-being of both ourselves and the planet. Opening our hearts and minds to the presence of these elemental beings allows us to recognize the countless levels of entities that surround us, each belonging to different elements yet united in their purpose. Through this connection, we can relearn the importance of coexisting in a dynamic relationship with the natural world. Elemental earth spirits in particular offer wisdom on how to nurture and sustain our environment, teaching us that our souls, thoughts, and feelings are inextricably linked with the elementals in co-creating the world around us. So that this journey into the realm of the elementals not only fosters personal and spiritual growth, but also instills a profound appreciation for the intricate balance of life on earth. By acknowledging and working with these beings, we can contribute to the harmony and abundance of nature, enriching our lives and the planet for future generations. Hooray! We've now come to the fifth element in the spirit elemental and why this podcast is called Meeting Your Forever Fifth Dimensional Guide. At the time of a person's birth into the physical plane, a unique elemental guide is assigned to them. This spirit elemental guide represents the fifth element known as ether, spirit, or Akasha, and embodies the connection between the physical and the etheric realms. These spirit elementals are spiritual forces, dwell in the cosmic energy that permeates all things. The etheric realm is the place of creation where all divine power is channeled. The power of this prime element from the universal divine realm is where the elementals, guardian angels, ancestral spirits, other spiritual mentors, and ultimately the divine manifest. Your elemental spirit guide serves as the bridge between the material world and realm of the spiritual elementals. Get ready for a mystical adventure in the last part of this podcast. In this section, we will journey to a celestial realm and meet the entity destined solely for you. A guardian from the ethereal fifth realm will be granted to you. The wise guide and mentor will aid, protect, and enlighten you in harmonizing with the elemental beings, impart invaluable counsel while keeping you safe. If you wish to establish a connection with your spirit elemental guide, I highly recommend you try a meditation that was gifted to me by my own wise and knowledgeable spirit guide. This meditation has helped me immensely in establishing a deeper and more meaningful connection with the earth element. First, you'll meet your fifth dimensional spirit guide, then the elemental being that you need to learn from will emerge. Your spirit guide will be specific for you, and the elemental being will be in one of the elements forms we have previously talked about: fire, water, earth, or air. To make the most out of this meditation, I suggest listening to it carefully at least once or twice. Then find a peaceful and secluded place, either in nature or anywhere else where you can relax. Once you're comfortable, replay the meditation in your mind. However, don't just focus on the sequence of the meditation. Instead, imagine that you're guiding someone else through the meditation. Step by step, your mind will follow along and your subconscious will perform the meditation on you. Feel free to listen to the podcast version of the meditation, but please note that it is a condensed version created to fit within the time frame of the podcast. If you are interested in a longer supplemental version, please leave a comment. If enough people express interest, I will post a longer version. The following is the meditation. As you settle in to your chosen sanctuary, draw in a breath deep and true, centering your focus on the beating core within. Do this at least 3 times, but longer if needed. Once you are completely relaxed, you can envision with each inhale a cascade of glistening golden pure light entering your body and filling your being with divine love. The golden energy enfolds you in serenity, stillness, and protection. Once you feel completely relaxed and safe, picture yourself descending into the earth's embrace, like slowly melting into the ground. This will feel like settling into a warm bath. As you settle deep into the cradle of Mother Earth, know you are protected, safe, and loved. Now that you are completely relaxed in the heart of the earth, imagine lighting the flame of a candle. The flame will only be bright enough to shed light on your spirit elemental guide. Take note, can you see them? If so, what do they look like? Maybe it's simply a difference in the light or a vibration, maybe a sound, smell, or simply just a knowing that they're there. Pose questions or share thoughts if you'd like, or simply allow your guide presence to unfurl. Remember, they want to meet you and are joyfully bound to you as a courageous ally on this ethereal elemental odyssey. Trust your instincts, embrace the connection, and surrender to the currents of wisdom. Do not second guess what is happening. Simply relax and allow the experience. When the time is right, ask your guide its name. Once you have a name, ask to be shown the elemental being that you are there to learn from. Repeat the process of noting who has come to share knowledge. Can you see the elemental? Can you tell which realm it has come from? Again, pose questions or simply allow the elemental being to share their knowledge, healings, and or direct, allow them to give you guidance on your earthly path. The elemental being will stay as little or as long as they want, and you will know when your time with them is over, as in most cases, they just simply are gone. However, you and your spirit guide may need more time to reflect and clarify the encounter. Stay with your guide as long as you want. Once you felt you've gained all you need and your time with your spirit guide is ending, take a moment to express gratitude. Stay there within Mother Earth as long as you'd like, even nap if that is what you feel is needed. But once you decide to reemerge, start by grounding your energy, feeling your feet firmly on the earth and visualizing any excess energy flowing down into the ground. Slowly return to the present moment. Shake your arm, roll your head and neck, and wiggle your legs. Take as much time as you need to readjust to the denser physical realm. Keep a journal handy and take notes of any insights or experiences you may have had during your session. You have received a mystical encounter, the gift of elemental wisdom and a companion from celestial realms. To fully benefit from this experience, delve deeper into wisdom that was shared and perform additional research. Unlock its true potential and take the wisdom and understanding to new heights. I hope you've enjoyed meeting the elemental beings in your 5th dimensional spirit guide. It has been a profound learning experience for me and an honor to bring this information to you. Thank you for listening to this podcast. I hope it has given you better understanding of the elements and the elementals. This has been Crisscross with another Shoddy Podcast. Please share and follow if you like this podcast, and go to topic.com to download a free PDF of today's podcast for your personal use. If you reuse any part or parts of this information, please remember it is copyrighted. You may use it, but please give credit to another Shoddy Podcast. This podcast has been a Crisscross production in conjunction with Buffalo Head Media. And as always, thanks to Lou and Lori of Explorecast Podcast.